Someone just disrespected you. Maybe it was a comment, maybe a tone, maybe the way they looked at you or the way they didn't. And right now, in this exact moment, your body wants one thing. It wants to react, to defend, to prove that you will not be treated this way. Don't, because the person who reacts is the person who has already lost. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand something most people go their entire lives without learning. That silence, used correctly, is not weakness. It is the loudest, sharpest, most devastating response you own. They expect you to shout, so you go quiet. They expect you to crumble, so you go still. They expect a reaction, so you give them nothing. And that nothing will follow them long after they've forgotten what they said. Stay with me. Because there is a specific way to do this. There is a move most people never make, and it's the one that turns their disrespect into your power. Section 1. Why reacting is always losing. Let's start with the truth no one tells you. When someone disrespects you, they are not looking for a conversation. They are running a test, consciously or not. They are reaching out to touch your composure, to see if it's real, or if it's just a costume you wear when things are easy. And the moment you react, you fail that test. Because a reaction is a confession. It tells them the exact location of the button they just pressed. It says, "This works. This gets to him. Do it again." Think about it. Every time you've exploded, argued, defended yourself in the heat of the moment, did it ever make them respect you more? Or did it just hand them the proof that they'd found a crack? Reaction is information. And when you react, you are giving away information for free to a person who has already shown you they don't deserve it. The disciplined man understands this. He knows that his composure is capital, and you do not spend capital on people trying to rob you. So the first move is not a move at all. It is a refusal. A refusal to give them the one thing they came for. Pause, but refusing to react is only the beginning, because silence, on its own, can be mistaken for fear. And that's where most people get this wrong, which brings us to the part almost no one understands. Section 2. The difference between silence and fear. Here is the trap. There are two kinds of silence, and to the untrained eye they look identical. But to anyone paying attention, they are opposites. The first is the silence of fear. It's the silence of the man who wanted to respond but couldn't find the words, whose jaw tightened, whose eyes dropped, whose body shrank an inch. That silence screams. It says, "I am overwhelmed and I am hiding it." The second is the silence of control. It's the silence of the man who could respond easily but chooses not to, whose face stays relaxed, whose eyes stay level, who lets the insult land in the open air and simply lets it sit there, unanswered, unbothered. Same silence, completely different message. And the difference between them is not in the mouth, it's in the body. It's in whether you flinch. So when disrespect comes, your job in the first 3 seconds is simple. Do not flinch. Keep your breath slow. Keep your shoulders down. Hold their gaze 1 beat longer than is comfortable, not as a challenge, but as a fact. You are not scrambling, you are deciding. Let them watch you decide. Because when a person insults you and you don't move, something unsettling happens in their mind. They expected impact. They got a wall. And now they're the one who feels exposed, standing there, having shown their hand, while you haven't shown anything at all. That discomfort you just created? Hold on to it. Because in the next section, that's the exact thing you're going to use. Section 3. The pause that reverses power. Now we get to the move itself. It's called the pause. And it sounds too simple to matter until you understand what it actually does. When someone disrespects you, you do not respond immediately. You pause. 2 seconds. 3. You let the silence stretch just past the point of comfort. And in that gap, 3 things happen, all of them in your favor. First, the pause makes them replay their own words. In the silence, there's nothing else to listen to except what they just said, and suddenly they hear it the way everyone else heard it. Petty, insecure, small, you didn't have to call it out. You just gave it room to echo. Second, the pause tells the room who's in control. Everyone watching understands on instinct that the calm one is the powerful one. The person who rushes to respond looks rattled. The person who takes their time looks untouchable. You are not fulfilling silence because you are not afraid of it. Third, and this is the one that matters most, the pause moves the pressure. A second ago, the pressure was on you to respond. Now it's on them to explain. Watch what people do after they insult you and you say nothing. They soften it. They add to it. I'm just saying. It was a joke. Don't take it the wrong way. They start negotiating with your silence because your silence gave them nothing to push against. And now they're pushing against themselves. That is the whole game. You didn't win by fighting. You won by refusing to give the fight a place to happen. And if you do choose to speak after the pause, and often you won't need to, you say one line, calm, short, final, I'll let that one go. Or simply, noted. Then you move on as if nothing happened. Because to you, nothing did. So that's the pause. But there's a question you're probably asking right now. What if silence isn't enough? What if they keep going? That's the next move, and it's where you stop playing defense entirely. Section 4. What to do instead of reacting. If silence is the shield, this is the sword. And it's still not what they expect. Instead of reacting, you do 3 things. Quietly, deliberately. The first, you observe. Disrespect is not just an attack, it's a revelation. In the moment someone disrespects you, they are telling you exactly who they are, what they fear, and how little they can control themselves. So instead of getting lost in your own emotion, you step back and you watch, you collect. The person who insults easily has handed you a map of their weaknesses, and you never even had to ask. The second, you adjust the distance. This is the move most people never make. They think the only 2 options are to fight or to forgive. But there's a third. You simply change how close this person gets to stand to your life. No announcement, no dramatic speech. You just become a little less available, a little harder to reach. Warmth costs something now, access costs something now, and they will feel the temperature drop long before they can name it. The third, you let your life answer for you. This is the long game, and it's the one that lasts. The best response to disrespect is never a comeback. It's a trajectory. It's becoming so composed, so focused, so clearly on your way somewhere, that their opinion becomes irrelevant by sheer distance. People who are winning quietly don't have time to argue. They're too busy proving the point with their existence. Observe. Adjust the distance. Let your life answer. None of it requires you to raise your voice. All of it requires you to hold your standard. And that's the trade the disciplined man makes every single time. He gives up the cheap satisfaction of the comeback for the lasting power of the result. There's one more thing, and it's the part that separates people who understand this from people who actually live it. Section 5, the cost and the payoff. I won't lie to you. This is hard. Staying silent when everything in you wants to strike back is one of the most difficult things a person can do. The reaction feels good for about 10 seconds. And then you spend the next 10 hours replaying it, wishing you'd handled it with more control. Silence is the opposite. It feels like losing in the moment, and then it quietly wins for days. You'll walk away and feel the itch, the unfinished feeling, the voice saying you should have said something. Let it itch. That discomfort is the price of your composure, and composure is the most valuable thing you can carry into any room. Because here's what actually happens over time. The people who disrespect you learn something. They learn that you can't be provoked, that you can't be baited, that there is no crack to press, no button to push, no reaction to harvest. And people do not keep attacking a wall that never flinches. They lose interest. They move on to easier targets. And slowly, without you ever raising your voice, you become known as the one person no one can rattle. That reputation is worth more than any argument you could ever win. So the next time someone disrespects you, remember what you now know. Don't defend, don't explain, don't perform. Adjust the distance, and let your silence do what your words never could. They wanted a reaction. Give them a wall, and let them wonder for a long time why it felt like they were the one who lost. If this changed the way you see silence, then understand this is only one piece of a much larger discipline. The discipline of becoming someone who cannot be moved by people who were never going to matter. There's a next lesson waiting for you on that path, and it's already on the screen. Watch it now, and keep building the version of you that nothing can shake. Stay silent, stay sharp, stay untouchable.